Okay, so the latest Man City news, we can confirm Rodri is now signed, sealed and delivered, and did his press conference yesterday. And also news on how that may have a major impact on the signing of a new central defender. So we'll cover the central defender first, but we'll just cover Rodri. I won't do a full profile on him because I did that in a video a week or so ago. And but needless to say, I was very impressed. Obviously, he was presented at the press conference. And two things that stood out for me with Rodri when he spoke was, one, he's excellent English. Shames us in this country with his command of the English language, and two, his grasp straight away of the Man City Man United rivalry, and it was interesting to see him put a little dig in on Man United. So we'll come to that anyway. But just briefly, obviously he's an age 23 central midfielder brought in to replace in the long run Fernandinho, who's 34 years old. Interestingly enough, Rodri, at age 17, was released by Atletico Madrid due to his sort of lack of physical strength. And when you see him at the press conference, you can see, I think he's 6'3", and well built lad. So he won't be bullied in that midfield. He's going to be a great central holding defensive midfield. He's basically the perfect replacement for Fernandinho. Time will tell, obviously, see how he settles in the Premier League. But everything about him says that he's the perfect fit. Now, it was interesting, the City representative at the press conference made the comment, and it sounds quite underwhelming, but he spoke of Rodri, and to quote him, he said, he works hard defensively, makes himself available to receive the ball, and uses it well in possession. Now, there's no real excitement in that statement, is there? But what is really comes out of that is Rodri does the simple things, and he does the simple things well, and that's what most people find difficult in that position. So he protects the back line, he sits in front of the central defenders, he knows how to read the game, when to put his foot in, and then he does the nice simple things and plays the ball off. And when you've got the midfield that City have got there to play the ball off to, his job's then done in getting the play back going forward. So I think he's an excellent signing. Coming back to the quote he made about Man United, he said, "I love City, I love Manchester, and it's becoming more blue." So he's obviously fully aware of the rivalry between Man United and Man City, and I think all City fans would have been pleased to see him just get that little dig in. So that's one of the two positions that were really critical for Pep Guardiola to fill this transfer window. Now the second one, like I said, I think this opens up and has an impact on signing a new central defender. Now, we'll come to that in a second, but I mean, obviously, the obvious targets were De Ligt and Maguire. Now, De Ligt looks like Juventus have got an offer in, I think, about £58 million, 63 million euros. And, the deal hasn't gone through. Barcelona have offered more. Not too sure what's happening with here. With regard to City, doesn't look like it's going to happen, but never say never. There's obviously something happening. I personally feel Raiola is just trying to squeeze every last penny out of Barcelona. He's using clubs like Juventus to squeeze a little bit more from Barcelona. I think that's where De Ligt wants to go. Never say never for City, but I can't see that one happening. In terms of Maguire, a lot of talk with Maguire over the last couple of days, and personally I'm starting to get a bit bored of Maguire, but I think he's a good player. I think he'd be a good signing for Man City. He's not exceptional, he's not the world's best centre-half, but he's a very, very good central defender. And you look at there's talk that Man United have offered 75 million for him. Leicester are still holding out for 90 million. I can't see Man City pursuing him at that price. It's not in their sort of transfer ideology. But coming back to Rodri, I mean, everybody thinks he's been signed for about 62 million, the release clause. But as far as I'm aware, Man City haven't actually confirmed the transfer fee, so we don't know whether they had to pay 75 million to actually get Rodri. So it'd be interesting to see when that fee's confirmed as to how far, if at all, they have to go over the 62 million. Maguire, I can't see them going for that 75-80 million. Now, I talked in a previous video about Otamendi, and a lot could depend on whether he pushes for a move. I think it's Atletico Madrid are interested in him. He's at the Copa America. They're obviously lost to Brazil. I think they've got a third and fourth place game still to play. So obviously there's that still to resolve. But the thing that the Rodri signing does is it does give Pep Guardiola a little bit more flexibility. And if you remember back to, I think it was end of January, February this year in the Premier League, Man City played Arsenal. They won 3-1. And everyone was shocked at Pep Guardiola's choice of the back lineup. And he actually moved Fernandinho into the back four, and he was very glowing in his praise of him. He said he's good in the air, he's got good pace, he reads the ball well, he's good going backwards. And, he was superb, he did. Now, Pep Guardiola said that he could see Fernandinho extending his career, moving back into that back four. Now, I think Fernandinho has only really got one more year left. He is susceptible to injuries at that age. But having Rodri there to have that holding central midfield place, it does allow Pep Guardiola that opportunity to bring Fernandinho into the back four if required. Now, I think his first choice is going to be Laporte and Stones. You've got a young guy there in Garcia who's very highly thought of, but he's still very young, still inexperienced, but I think he will bed him into the team a little bit more this year. But Fernandinho, he knows how to read the game. And for a central holding midfielder, it is a very easy move to drop back into the back four or the back three. So I think the Rodri signing has done more than give him a long-term replacement for Fernandinho. I think it's bought Man City a little bit more time and taken the pressure off so that they haven't got other clubs squeezing them for a big transfer fee to sign perhaps a central defender that they want long term. It allows them to get through to maybe the January transfer window or next summer with the availability of Fernandinho to drop into the back four. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that. It's a lot could depend on Otamendi, because I think if Otamendi does go and pushes for a move, then that again can put a slightly different slant on it, and in that way Pep Guardiola might go for somebody like Bonucci, who's an older, experienced central defender, just to give him that cover, just to give him those further options in the back four. But I think if Otamendi stays, there's a very good chance that Pep Guardiola will stick with what he's got. He's got that flexibility with Fernandinho to move into midfield. If Rodri doesn't quite settle in as expected, he's got the option there just to play him as and when needed in the holding midfield. And he's got that option, if needed, to move him into the back four. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Always interested to hear your thoughts. Obviously, a lot of people have different views on it, and I love to hear people's different views. And football wouldn't be football if we all thought the same way, and it would be a boring place. So let me know what you think. If you like the channel, appreciate all your support. Please like and subscribe below, and thank you once again for watching.